In this video, let us look into the standard equations of parabola. So we've got at least 4 of them because parabola can be drawn, in 4 different ways with respect to the axis. So we will look into each one of the ways in which it can be drawn in this video now. So here's the first one. Alright, here we are with the first way the parabola can be drawn, or rather one of the 4 ways that the parabola can be drawn. So this is the curve, alright, and you know that the horizontal line is the x-axis here and the vertical line is the y-axis, alright, and the parabola's vertex lies exactly on the origin. Here it is, and then this blue line is the directrix we are talking about, and the directrix also has an equation which is x equal to minus a in this case. So we need to see what is the standard equation, or rather what is the equation of the parabola itself when it is drawn like this. It is given by y square equals 4ax. So therefore the standard equation, or one of the 4 standard equations of parabola, is y square equals 4ax, and it is y square equals 4ax particularly when it is drawn like this, when it is on the right side of the y-axis, or when it is in the positive direction of the x-axis. So it can be drawn in 3 more different ways. Let us look into the second way as to how it can be drawn, or how it exists. Alright, here we are with the second way of how a parabola can exist. Well, the curve actually exists on the left side of the y-axis, or on the negative side, or in the negative direction of the x-axis. In this case, if you see the focus F as a coordinates minus a comma 0, and then again here the parabola's vertex lies exactly on the origin, and the horizontal line, the black line, is the x-axis and the vertical line is the y-axis, and then we also have the fixed line which is called as the directrix, and that has got an equation which is x equals a. That's because it lies on the positive direction of the x-axis. If you see in this case, it lies on the negative direction of the x-axis, and therefore it is x equals negative a. And if you're wondering how this equation came about, well, you'll have to go a little bit back or a little bit into the previous videos that we did in the straight line, and you'll exactly understand why this straight line has an equation x equals negative a, or for that matter why this line here has an equation x equals plus a. All right, so you'll know the difference. So what is the equation of parabola if it is existing on the left side of the y-axis, or on the negative direction of the x-axis? Well, here it is. It is given by y square equals negative of 4ax. So this will be the standard equation of the parabola if it exists on the left side of the y-axis or in the negative direction of the x-axis. Alright, so these are 2 of the 4 ways in which a parabola can be drawn or exists. So let us have a look into the other 2 in a new page. Alright, here we are with another way in which parabola can be existing or it can be drawn. So right now it is on the positive direction of the y-axis. We saw in the previous two types in which it can be drawn. One was in the negative direction of the x-axis, one was in the positive direction of the x-axis. But here we are seeing the curve present on top of the x-axis, or on the positive direction of the y-axis. So this is how it will be. So this green curve is the parabola that we're talking about, and then it's called a focus, of course, who's got a coordinates of 0 comma a, and then it is also got the directrix, that is, which is the fixed line which is horizontal in this case, and whose equation is y equals negative a. And apart from that, we of course have the axis, which is the x-axis and the y-axis, and one of the many important things is that in this case the vertex of the parabola again is passing through the origin. Alright, so the equation for this curve would be x square equals 4ay. Alright, we've got another way in which a parabola can be drawn, which is the final way, and I'm sure you'd have guessed it by now Now that we've drawn, the left side of the y-axis, right side of the y-axis, top of the x-axis, the only place that there is left to, or there is left for a parabola to be drawn is the bottom side or the downside of the x-axis, or in the negative direction of the y-axis. So let's see how that is drawn. Alright, here we are with the final way in which a parabola can be drawn. So the green curve is the parabola that we are talking about, and that exists in the negative direction of the y-axis, and the vertex of it is coinciding with the origin yet again. And this is the x-axis, is the y-axis. This blue line is called as the directrix, as always, whose equation is y equals a in this case, because it exists at the positive direction of the y-axis. And finally, it's got the focus, so whose coordinates are 0, negative a, because the focus is exactly in the negative direction of the y-axis. All right. So the equation of this kind of a parabola is given by x squared equals minus of 4ay. All right. So this is the standard equation for a parabola which exists in the negative direction of the y-axis. Alright, so that ends this video. We've seen 4 ways in which it can be drawn. So these are the standard equations. You again have to get yourselves familiarized with what is the equation when the curve is existing in that particular way that it is. If it is existing in the left side of the y-axis, what is it? If it is existing in the right side of the y-axis, or on the top side of the x-axis, or on the bottom side of the x-axis, you need to be able to remember or recall the exact kind of equation that coincides with that, or that is supposed to be for that. All right, so we're going to be using all these things in the problems that we're going to solve in the forthcoming videos. So that ends this video. I'll see you in the forthcoming videos with more concepts based on parabola.